Hey guys, welcome back to another Souls-like Sunday. Today we're going to look at a game called Unworthy, and this is a game I have mentioned previously during the Dark Souls Let's Play, and it's also a game I've played before, so for the first time on this little mini-series I'm looking at something that I have experience with and something that I may very well dedicate a full playthrough to down the line. Although for now I just kind of want to talk about this game and look at something that I believe is fairly underrated and unknown, and I think if you like Dark Souls, a lot of you will like this. I really like this game. It's fucking awesome. This game is described as a hardcore combat focused Metroidvania without jumping. Without jumping. And that is a strange way to describe this game. I mean, it's accurate, but it is strange. You'll think most Metroidvanias, jumping is a crucial part of navigating the world and backtracking and whatever else, but if we are to liken this to Dark Souls doesn't have a conventional jumping system. There is a jump, but it's not a jump in which you're not going to be fucking platforming, right? That's not the case with Dark Souls. That's not the case here. And you'll notice this art style as well. It's like grey-toned silhouette, pixel art, very minimalistic, but all things considered, I think it really works to the game's favour, and you'll see it does a lot to invoke an atmosphere. Especially considering how minimalistic it is. And this game's fucking awesome, so we're just going to start a new game. I'm going to show off maybe one or two bosses, and hopefully I can encourage some of you guys to pick this game up, because it's really fucking good, and I will explain the systems at play as we go and the parallels to Dark Souls. I do feel like this game should have been marketed more as a Dark Souls clone than a Metroidvania, although it very much is a Metroidvania. I guess it's similar to Salt and Sanctuary in that regard, a nice little hybrid of Dark Souls and Metroidvania. But it's just unusual that they would say that it doesn't have jumping, and on the store page in the description is that's a bit of a red flag for people, and that's something that definitely needs some explanation and context, because initially, like, jumping's pretty commonplace in Metroidvanias. But I don't think it's a bad thing, and there are ways of getting around, much like Dark Souls, that don't require actual platforming. I do think if you like environmental storytelling and really cryptic lore and thick, palpable atmosphere, you will like this game. So essentially, on today's episode of Souls-like Sundays, I just felt like showcasing a really sick, underrated, little-known game that is worth your time. The first two games we've looked at are not bad games. They do some things really well. Right, we are free. But yeah, they're definitely... They're not games I would recommend, really. Unless, you know, you really want games like Dark Souls. But there's many of these now. So as you'll see, top left, we have a stamina system. We have a roll. Some kind of heal. I'll admit I haven't played this for about a year. My first playthrough was a year ago, but look at this art style, man. Yeah, there's not a lot to it, but it's fucking rad. And Sin is your currency, much like Souls and the Souls games. And the OST in this game is magnificent. So at the moment, we only have the chains, but we will get a sword soon. This is kind of your tutorial area, introducing you to the core mechanics of the game, which will be familiar to anyone that's ever played Dark Souls or Salt and Sanctuary, for example. You've got a dodge roll, stamina system. And as you can see there's no jumping, but, you know, through the use of rolling and platforming, much like Dark Souls and its weird little jump or lunge mechanic, there are ways to navigate the world. And the levels are built around this, right? So I do recall when I first picked this up a year ago, there were a lot of negative Steam reviews criticizing the game for its lack of jumping. And it honestly, it did not bother me even a little bit. Consider it more like a 2D Dark Souls than a Metroidvania. Although it is, you know, it's both of those things, right? But I think it leans harder towards Dark Souls, and there has been discussion of Dark Souls being a Metroidvania of its own. And it definitely, in some areas, has a lot of parallels with Metroidvanias, but it doesn't have ability gating, which is one of the like gating off areas with abilities that you will gain. It does gate off areas, but not in the same manner. So I wouldn't strictly call it a Metroidvania, but it definitely shares some core features. My child. The world is cruel. The world is selfish. I don't know what this voice is, guys, but we're rolling with it. It will try to break you. Voice does not like that. The world is broken. You're telling me. You're fucking telling me. Ain't that the truth? Look at this. This is fucking cool. The Boneyard. Right, so from that little bit of lore there, you can tell this is a game very much, you know, of the same ilk as Dark Souls in the way it will tell its story. Lots of cryptic, verbose passages of text that are open to interpretation. Awoken have you, little lamb? Come to join the flock, have you? Many have marched the path before you, little lamb. Many have perished. Through filth you are blessed with life. Such a gift should not be squandered. You will embrace life. You will march, and you will answer call, for such is the lamb's path. And frankly, like, this opening of the game very much mirrors Dark Souls 1, you know? In that game, you're just some fucking undead prisoner, and you escape the asylum. In this, you literally crawl out of hell to begin a journey of which you know very little about. Very, very similar. And there is a blocking system in this game, and I will explain it once I'm out of this situation here. There we go. Okay, top left I have a shield, and that's an active item, of which there are a few. When it's full, like that, I have one shield charge, so I can tank any attack, but it will... Let me show that off, right? See, there we go. I blocked. As you can see, it's on a cooldown, and I won't be able to block again. So the shield's more of a passive ability, right? Then it's not like Dark Souls where you can toggle the use of your shield. Wow, I'm bad. But I leveled up. But I think that's a really cool system, especially in boss fights. You'll see you'll be working around that charge there. It's a good way to avoid damage. Obviously, it's a shield, but again, not like Dark Souls. You don't use it or toggle it. Sure that the combat is not quite as blocked dynamic as something like Dark Souls, but you know, you have two dimensions to work with here, so it's pretty much the case with any 2D Souls-like, although Salt and Sanctuary has a pretty intricate combat system, all things considered. I believe this game is capped at 30 FPS. I don't know why. It doesn't really bother me. It's one of those games that doesn't really feel like it's running at 30 FPS. It must be an engine thing, or I don't know how this game was developed. I believe one guy made it, and that just makes it even more impressive. Right, you know what that is essentially. It's a fucking bonfire. Fuck, dude. I really hope YouTube compression doesn't murder the quality of this. It doesn't like dark colours or blacks at the best of times, and this game is just that. So hopefully... Fucking hell, I didn't see that guy. Wow, that's bollocks. What a load of fucking baloney. I love that castle in the background there. That's pure like Castlevania, that is. As you can see, bottom left, we have healing potions. Although we haven't needed to use one just yet, but we will. Map parchment. Okay, so there's a map system. You will need that. It is one of those games. I just think, considering how minimalistic this game is, it just does so much to invoke a mood and an atmosphere. It's really, really quite impressive. Nice, leveled up. As you can see, that's... Leveling up is out of your control. For the most part. Well, it is out of your control. You will just level up, and it will arbitrarily inflate stamina and health. And that's not a bad thing. There was a time when I would return Earth's property to her. That time is no more. Foolish and arrogant. We betrayed nurturing and we burnt her daughter. We watched the... I do kind of just want to do a full playthrough, but we won't for now. We won't for now, but we will. We will definitely. I really, really like this game. It's a game that I would recommend to anyone that likes Metroidvanias or Dark Souls or both. Boss fights are fucking sick. Standard Dark Souls affair here. Dodge, roll, attack, pick your openings. Multi-phase boss fights. This guy's quite easy, but he is the first boss. I would like to show off the second boss. Oh, and that is why the shield is magnificent there. So he starts mixing up his attacks here, but it's still not too bad. Burn. Oh no. Fuck again. Right, yeah, healed. It's an instant heal, which is nice. Oh, I framed through that. Right, yeah, I guess he'll always follow up the sword attack with his little flame AoE thing. So, we're going to get one attack in, roll away. And there are a multitude of weapons, right, but they all have unique specials. Oh, that move. If you like to block, you will have to use this sword and shield. Otherwise, you're out of luck there. But again, it's not even essential. You can dodge roll everything. So yeah, this is a very straightforward fight, but it is introducing you to what to expect from the bosses in this game. And yeah, if you've played Dark Souls, you'll feel right at home here. And this music is amazing. It wouldn't feel out of place in a Dark Souls game. Tanked, and it's done. Filth cleansed. That's so fucking obscenely metal. You gotta love it. Alright, what's he dropped? Council Lantern, a ceremonial lantern given to council fathers. Hold down attack while wielding a sword to perform a powerful leap attack. Okay, so we got a new move now. I forgot about that, but yeah, you actually unlock new moves. But we can now explore further, and before we wrap today's episode, I definitely would like to get... slaughtered him, did you? His primal sin now flows through you. Do you feel it? I would like to show off the second boss, so we're going to do that. This sin is so heavy, so delicious. It need not be a burden, traveller. It need not corrupt you. Find the cathedral of the filth god. The old priest will cleanse your innards. His touch will give you strength. Ah, it's so fucking metal. What is that fragrance? You just reek of sin. Delicious sin. Perhaps I can interest you in one of my precious finds. So I believe this guy will only sell you goods if you speak to him face to face, which is... that's fucking genius, that is. It's something that I wouldn't often consider, but... a massive frayed halberd, hold attack. So that is a great weapon. We clearly don't have enough. So I believe sin in this game, your soul's equivalent, right? As I've demonstrated, you level up automatically through no control of your own just by killing mobs and bosses, right? But sin will actually allow you to buy items and healing items, stuff like this. Soul Flame Essence increases carrying capacity of Soul Flame Essences. So that's your Estus equivalent. And a key, much like Dark Souls, you can buy keys. You don't necessarily know what they do, but they'll let you into like optional areas and get loot and stuff. It's very similar to Dark Souls, so it's not a surprise that I really clicked with this, but not enough people have played this, not enough people talk about it. It's fucking brilliant. Like, and I really want to show off this second boss fight because it's fucking awesome and it's really challenging, but really rewarding. And honestly, I much prefer the art style in this than Salt and Sanctuary. I love Salt and Sanctuary. One of my favourite games, one of my most played games on Steam. It really nails 2D Dark Souls, but I gotta say the art design is not my favourite, and I know that it's actually put people off in the past. I can look past it, but yeah, it doesn't work for me really. Anyway, I am going to leave a link to the Steam page down below. It's cheap. I think it's like a tenner, right? It is 100% worth a tenner. It took me like 15-20 hours on my first run. There are things you can do differently. It's got those quirky Dark Souls-esque side quests where you can just flat out miss things, or encounters will play out differently depending on what you do. I think the final boss can change depending on certain choices you've made. Stuff like that, right? And it's all fucking awesome. And this game's also on Switch, on the eStore, but only in America, right? I would love to have this game on Switch, but I'm not allowed because I'm from England. And that Throat of Despair, metal. That is fucking bullshit, and I hate that. And I know you can get around it by changing your region. I'm not fucking around with that. That's not on me. Developer, if you watch this, you won't. But if you do, I fucking love this game. Let me buy it in the EU, please. Please. No, in EU. In Europe. Not in the... Never mind, that's a whole other topic. Anyway. Right, new enemy type here. Want to roll behind him? I believe there is a skill tree of sorts, but you won't access it until much later on, and we won't be able to show that off today. But I can showcase some very cool things about this game. And this is a familiar sight to anyone that's played a Metroidvania or Dark Souls, right? A shortcut that you haven't currently unlocked. So, you know, that'll make... You'll make a note of that and be like, oh, right, so yes, I will find a way to get back here. Right, let's go. Let's go. Level 4. Really fucking creepy area here. Such ominous atmosphere. And these spider things are pretty fucked up. They're pretty straightforward to deal with, really. Nice, right, got my shield charge again. I actually really like this system for blocking, because fucking hell. It's not a crutch. You can't rely on it. You can't just turtle. You can, but you know, there's a fucking cooldown. So you are required to get good with dodging and avoiding stuff. It certainly helps, right? But yeah, it's not like... I know blocking in Dark Souls is no longer as overpowered as it used to be, but in Dark Souls 1 especially, if you had a fucking great shield, you can trivialize most of that game. Nice. Doing alright, doing alright. Right, yes. I'm glad I blocked that. That's fucked, that is. So... You can't jump, but as you can see, the way you flow through these levels, you're not required to. Much like Dark Souls, there's a very much an intended route. This ain't Mario. Fuck! And that's fine. Oh. Fuck! Got no fucking stat. That was slop. Right, we've healed. That was so slop. Okay, pretty linear level so far, but I do remember this area actually being quite expansive. I don't want to spend too much time here, though. I kind of just want to show off the next boss. So we'll do that. So they will like kamikaze, but as you can see, you don't get any sin. So if you can kill them beforehand, you probably want to do that. I will say though, sin is not as useful a commodity as souls in Dark Souls because it doesn't, you know, it's not required for leveling. There's plenty of useful stuff you can buy, sure, but, you know, and I do believe when you die you do lose some of it. But on the whole, it's, you know, it's not like, fuck. It's not like Dark Souls in that regard. Where you desperately need souls to level up your character. Wondering if I should have gone left up there. Who knows? We're just going to plow through. Or blocked it. Yep, see you later. Oh, there's an item up there. So yeah, the lack of jumping means stuff like this requires some thought. Pebble of Filth. What is that? Let's have a look. Gives minor experience. Okay. Grants a single atonement. I don't remember what atonements are. I don't remember. And, you know, frankly, we'll save some stuff for a full playthrough. Do let me know if you'd like to see more of this game. I mean, it's going to happen regardless, but it's a long way off. I think we will look at every mainline Souls game before we start jumping into full playthroughs of any Souls-like games. To be honest, I wasn't even certain if I would cover this as part of this mini-series, because I know that I want to do a full playthrough, but I don't think it's such a bad thing showing off this game in just a one-off little episode, because it's fucking rad. What do I do here? Dude. Rude. Okay, I guess that's the point. I can't currently progress that way then. Okay, we could have gone right up there. Cool, cool. Sinner's Memory. You do get more healing charges as you go. Half of the course, really, with a Dark Souls-like game. So although we only have 2 currently, we will get more. Okay, is it? It's got to be this way then, right? Oh. No! Fuck! Oh, fucking horse manure. No, no, no. Goodbye. Right, I believe this will lead us back to the... I don't want to call it a bonfire, but I will because I can't remember what it's called. Just a torch, a flame of some description. But first, a little detour. Secrets. Yes, plenty of secrets in this game, little offshoots, areas that you might miss altogether. I'm missing something in that room, I know it. There's a reason for that pulsating, but I can't quite recall what it is. Oh, there's a sconce anyway. Right, okay. What did I pick up there? Absolver Stone. Removes all atonements. I've just forgotten what all of that shit is. We're due to get a new weapon soon. And as I've just remembered, you don't necessarily gain new abilities in this game. You gain new weapons, and those weapons will have properties that allow you to explore more. Like a two-handed hammer, for example, will allow you to smash walls open. And I think it will solve the issue with that knight that's just perpetually blocking and not allowing me to progress. So, you know, you aren't going to unlock a jump or anything. And minor spoilers, but you get a bow. And what the bow does is wherever the bow lands, the arrow I should say, you will teleport there, and that's kind of another way to get around without jumping. And that's a really cool mechanic. Never really seen anything like that. Although I'm sure it's been done before. I'm no expert. I'm just here to talk about a game that I enjoy. This is the sole reason I'm doing this. Jog on, I can't be fucked. Oh, fuck off. Get me up that lift, yep. Okay, I believe there's a boss here. So we haven't done a thorough exploration of this area. But again, I don't want this video to go on too long. Essence of Altus. No idea, bro. No idea. Yeah, we've missed all sorts of shit. And were this a full playthrough, I would definitely be taking my time. You see this little block here? I'm pretty sure with the hammer you can smash that open, and that'll allow you to get, you know, bonus items, secrets, go to new areas. All the Souls sort of stuff. There's like completely hidden areas that you could miss altogether. This is a fucking great boss fight that's going to be difficult. Narcos the Anvil. As you'll notice, the movesets get more complicated as the fight progresses. So initially, roll behind, hit. Okay, and now he has that move that I need to be aware of. Whoa, I'm glad I had my shield charge there. Fuck! Oh, that hurt. I love that blood is the only thing with any colour in this game. Well, that isn't, you know, grey tone. Okay, we're doing alright. Oh. I remember this getting ridiculous when he gets to half health. Gonna need that shield charge. The shield is so good because it allows you to make a mistake, right? But you can't make too many because it will just, for example... Fuck! Right, yeah. That was going to happen. Unworthy. And we lost all of our sin. All of it. And I cannot remember if you can reclaim it. That's okay. I wasn't going to get that first time. This is quite... It's quite hard. Sin returned. Okay. So that might function differently in boss fights. I don't know if you have to collect that manually otherwise, but it's just giving it back to me. Which is nice. So yeah, very straightforward to begin with. And it just gets progressively harder. So we'll start to roll and throw out like a sword attack. And we haven't even got to the final phase yet, but yeah, it gets nuts. The dev was kind enough to put a fucking bonfire right outside though, so that's good. Oh, fuck. Oh, dude, he's pressuring me. Fuck! I deserved that. Okay, we got our shield back. Don't want to be too greedy here. Oh. Yeah, there it is. No, 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 no. Oh, I'm glad I had my shield. Yeah, so he'll start mixing up the attacks you're already familiar with, and it will just throw you off altogether. Fuck, dude. Alright, that's one heal down. We're doing really well, though. Oh, fuck. Had my shield, though. Oh. I did nothing to capitalize on that. No. Ate that like a bitch. Rolled through that. That's good, though. Oh. We have no heals. No heals. Fuck! I just ate it. Oh god, I'm done. Yes. Oh, it's hard. Fuck. Unworthy. I just poured Pepsi down myself. I fucking deserved that. That's what I get for being a scrub, I suppose. We'll get this done. We're getting there. We're getting there. It's that last phase. Okay, it appears you don't lose your sin as long as you retrieve it. I thought it got halved or something. Kind of like how Sekiro handles losing money on death. You lose half of your money, but nothing like that. Oh. Hasn't got his sword out yet. But he is rolling. Okay, being a little bit passive, bro. Well, I tanked it. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. God, you get conditioned to doing a certain thing, i.e. rolling in. And then he mixes it up to the point where that's no longer safe. This is great, though. It really is. Fuck! Alright, we'll use our last heal. Yep. Bastard. Whoa! Shit. Okay, we got a shield charge. Yep, you just have to remember that. He will normally follow through with a sword attack there. Right, yeah, sword, yeah. And it's over. Fuck yes. Filth cleansed. Oh. That fucking metal. Is this it? This is the weapon? Hammer of Unmaking. Right, let's equip that. Let me show that off quick. So that is my charge attack there, my charge ability. When it's fully charged, does lots of damage. And that's how you can now progress through walls that are blocked. As you can see. Like that, yeah. Right, I'm just going to push forward to the next area real quick. Because it's very visually distinct and awesome. And I just want to show that off because, you know, I've said it a million times already, but this game does a great job of invoking an atmosphere. As you'd expect, a two-handed hammer does more damage, but it is slower, and I don't have my block. So in my first playthrough of this, I very much used the sword and shield quite regularly. But what you can do, swap between them, so you get your shield charge, and then swap to the hammer for a better offense. Right, I really want to keep going, but we're not here to do a full playthrough of this game, at least not yet. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this look at Unworthy. I wholeheartedly recommend this game if you like Metroidvanias or Dark Souls Metroidvanias a la Salt and Sanctuary. I know Hollow Knight's kind of in there. I don't necessarily agree with that, but games like that, I mean, if you like Hollow Knight, you might like this as well. So do consider that. And as always, thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please do let me know below other games you think I should take a look at. I've got quite a few Souls-like games, but there are loads that I'm not aware of. And, you know, I would like to continue this series for as long as possible, really. So do feel free to throw some suggestions my way. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one. Headbang.